What is up, guys? Today we're going to be exploring the Apalachicola National Estuarine Research Institute, or reserve, not institute. And all right, yeah, let's see what this is all about. I'm definitely not recording this intro after the video because I forgot to do it. This is a beautiful diamondback terrapin right here. He's very curious. We have another one right here. Wow. Hey guys. Wow, so I love the triple tails because they swim sideways. In fact, I accidentally deleted the video a while ago, but I actually had a video of this guy. All right, he's followed us to the other side. It looks like he has a bit of shell deformity. They usually rescue them at these places, so yeah, that's probably what happened. This is right there. That is the spotted gar, it's a very large predator. I love them. And here's some crappies and stuff. These are gulp fish, sort of like the reef. There's a hermit crab, very large hermit crab right there. And a lot of coral and stuff. This is the saltwater tank. There's some kind of a fish down there. Oh, there's a stingray. Right there. And there's another stingray. And there's a bunch of fish. I think some of these fish are related to piranhas. Those guys are related to piranhas. These guys, you can tell from the face shape, but they are herbivores. It's a partial whale skull and baleen. This is most of a sea turtle skeleton. And yes, a loggerhead. This is a corn snake, or the red rat snake. Very gorgeous. A little bit skinny, but very amazing. I love the color. And it also has a shed on top of the tank. This kind of displays the history of the oyster trade here in Apalachicola. Here are a few boats that would be used. There's this guy. He's my favorite. Hello. Starting over here in the specimen room, we have a display of a bunch of different gorgeous shells. These are Atlantic sturgeons, so these are not this exact species, but sturgeons are where caviar actually comes from, like the fancy caviar. This is a black-tip shark. It's very cool. Look at its mouth. So sad to see these guys like this though. This is a mantis shrimp, so if you don't know, they can like spring their tails really fast, and by doing that, they actually deliver a shockwave that can incapacitate or even kill their prey. This is a giant tiger prawn. It really is giant. This is actually an extremely large prawn. Poor scarlet snake. I think I actually have a video on the channel of me catching a live scarlet snake. I'm not sure if it's still up, but it should be. This is a diamondback terrapin like we were seeing earlier, and this one actually is not very discolored, so this must be a pretty fresh specimen, except the face. The facial features are pretty wrong. Being honest, I actually don't know how they were able to get these, but there are sea turtle eggs, and one of them has a baby in it. I'm not actually sure how or why. If somebody could give me the backstory to that, I have really no idea. This is a southern stargazer, so I'm assuming they're called that because the eyes are on top of the head, right? And, wow. This is the Spanish bulldozer lobster.
Bulldozer.
This one is a lionfish. No, the lionfish actually are invasive in a lot of reefs, and they are also venomous. Frogfish, so they actually do a very good job of blending in, and they're a different color when they're actually alive. So, yeah, I have to mention all these animals are pretty discolored. This is an American eel. I actually take care of them where the nature center where I work. That's pretty cool. This is a giant ammonite. Here we actually have a picture, I think of a similar one. It's very large. Wow. This is a porcupine fish. I'm not sure if that's the same thing as a pufferfish, but this is the bladder that inflates with water to make it puff out. So I was wrong. Apparently the porcupine fish this gets filled up with gas after it dies. So that's charming. This is a giant American alligator skull and spine right here. And another spine. And you can see all the details here. Here's a bunch of different turtle skulls. And here are some mammals. So they actually have this skull. Exactly. There's a bear skull, it seems.
That's a hog.
This?
Oh no, that's a bear.
That's a hog. This is a sandbar deer, and they're extremely large deer, and they live around here. Some more sea turtle stuff up here. This is a bottlenose dolphin skull and a brown pelican skull. Wow. And this is a polka dot batfish. So apparently they have a pretty uniform skeleton. Oh, that is haunting. This is a rough-tailed stingray tail. So that I assume is where the venom is. And this they will whip you with. These are mermaids' purses, which are shark egg sacs. There's a piece of a shark vertebrae, a cow nose ray, there's a cowfish skeleton, and pufferfish skeleton. They have a beak. Inexplicably, there's a cannonball. I'm not exactly sure why, but so right here we have a bunch of different crab species. And barnacles. This is one of my favorites, the spider crabs. These guys. I believe that's what those guys are. And here's some horseshoe crabs. And this is a sea potato tunicate, so that's pretty cool. One of my favorites, the sponges, of course. So we have very gorgeous specimens. Look at that. And the thing about this museum too is you can basically touch everything that's on these shelves, so that's pretty cool. So there's a bunch of sea stars back here and sea biscuits, sand dollars, urchins, stuff like that. And sea fans over here. There are a bunch of egg sacs from different mollusks. This is a whelk, a tulip, another whelk. And here's some of their shells. Down here we have a bunch of miscellaneous shells. Down here we have a giant red abalone. And a really cool giant clam. And at the back, I think that's an emperor. Do you know what that is? A helmet shell, something. I forget what it's. Yes. It's a giant piece of pottery underwater with some sea glass in it too.
And
some growths. This is a small octopus here. Yes, we have another section of these guys. A rock crab, a mud crab. Oh, very cool. A very giant hermit. They're usually red when they're alive. We've seen them alive. They're pretty cool. Gar has an incredibly long snout. Very cool. Fortunately, there's a mud snake here. Poor guy. A lot of pelicans overhead. That one is doing something funky. Here are the remains of an enormous alligator. Giant. 13 feet. And there's a smaller one. This is a taxidermied Florida black bear climbing on, what is that, a cypress knuckle? Very cool. So this has to be one of my favorite parts of this entire thing. So they have a microscope. They take a sample of bay water from the Apalachicola Bay, I believe. And there's a barnacle feeding. If you didn't know, that's how they feed. And there's a couple of very tiny anemones. Occasionally I'll even see some fish or other creatures as well. So also there's also a resident cat. When I came here, he was over there. Now he's over here. He is always sleeping. Well, not always. I have seen him other times walking around. Also a really nice nature walk. You can go the bay overlook and stuff. They have plant IDs you can pick up and scan the QR code, of course. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. This place is called the Apalachicola National Estuary Research Center, I think. I'll link it in the description, their website. It is completely free of charge to come here. There's a lot of cool indoor and outdoor activities, and I'm sure they have different events and stuff. They also have an auditorium inside where you can watch movies and stuff. It's a very cool visit. We did not show the entire thing. Yeah, alright guys, that's a wrap for today. Alright, bye guys.